Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Here We Are, Year Zero. So, with a little bit of a announcement, we have some plans in motion to start up a new show. And for my lovely players, no, I'm not talking about the one on Wednesday. I'm talking about a different one with some of our European friends. We're working on possibly getting the Here We Are Year Zero Europa going. We've gotten a few more people who have joined in on it, so we may be seeing that soon. It all just depends on scheduling. Either way, moving on. I am your DM, GM, storyteller, whichever you would like to call me, Forgotten Dreams, and I'm joined by a lovely cast of people. Joining me today, we have Moo, who's on call, so he'll just be waving. We have Ellen, who
Hello.
is playing Via. We have Cabby playing Cabby.
Hello.
And we have both Eric and Ava here. Eric respectfully playing Dexter, and Ava
Hello.
respectfully playing Rachel.
Hi.
Yay!
So, getting into a little bit of a recap of what happened last time, we're going to start with the ladies' side of the story, coming from Ellen.
Okay. So, let's see how good my notes were. Rachel and I chit-chatted for a little while, which I didn't take any notes about what we talked about. So, yeah.
Well, we did some
Um,
research. We did some
yes.
research on if anybody knew about the morphine stuff, how other countries were doing, that type of thing.
Yes, we did that. And then some of the cruise attendants came by and were checking everybody's temperatures and flashing a UV light over everybody's faces to check and see if they were infected, and those who were not were given a badge to indicate that they were clear. We ran into some weirdos in the elevator when we were on. Oh my God, when we were on our way to talk to the medical personnel more about this because it seemed sort of a slapdash effort. So yeah.
It was also the army people, the military as well, because the way that they were checking it, it was like the cruise liner security was going to escort people that didn't pass the test, and we were kind of like, yeah, we're not comfortable with that, really.
Yeah.
So
Okay. So the guy in the elevator had a weird ring with the letters CTR on it. I don't know what the significance of that. It had he had a tattoo of a kite shield with a red cross on it. Also don't know the significance of that. We walked by a room full of Hispanic looking people. Rachel got all racist and thought that they were probably up to no good. Then when we went to go talk to, I think it was the medical people, they were super patronizing to me. And when I told them that it probably wasn't a good idea to have like some flight attendants and some rent-a-cops checking everybody out on the ship for infection. And that's what I got.
Okay, not bad at all. And for what the boys did, we come over to Dexter.
Hey, so last week, Cabby and I were involved in another meeting with the CDC. We talked about some of the stuff that we hadn't discussed before. We reviewed some footage of both things that had happened prior to our leaving New York City, and also things that happened while we were actually there on the aircraft carrier. We watched some live footage from those feeds from the apartment. In addition, soon after that, and after sharing some more information back and forth, and talking a little conspiracy theory, in a minor capacity at that point, the crew decided to deliver a very suspicious-looking box to our front door, or at least to our cabin door. If I'm not mistaken, it had a smiley face drawn on it, and there were no other markings or anything like that. So we were both freaked out about it. wondering why the hell something was delivered to us, of all people, on the ship where nobody knows us. And of course, it was the crew playing a trick on us. And as we brought it back to the CDC laboratory where we knew that it could be checked safely, we were promptly met by a group of the culprits who proceeded to laugh at us. After that, we went around a little bit on the aircraft carrier. If I'm not mistaken, we got some, or at least Dexter got in a little bit of shooting range time. In addition, he went up top to the deck and met with some of the flight crews who take off from the choppers out there, and got a ride along. Got to witness some of the attack helicopters taking off, and rode with one on some kind of regular routine flights. So that was pretty cool. He made plans to meet up with them again later to do an actual live exercise where they're actually going to be firing the weapons on the aircraft, and Dexter's kind of trying to learn everything he can just by watching. We'll see, how much that actually does for him in the future if he ever actually has to fly an airplane. But it was a lot of fun. Dexter had fun on the deck of the ship, and Cabby took a much needed siesta since he hadn't slept in numerous days. And not too far before that, they had gone back and talked more with the CDC, and Dexter had asked them whether or not they thought that the attacks could have been even extraterrestrial because of the nature and the exactness of the virus. He felt that was fairly suspicious. So they kind of got into that conversation of what ifs. That's about it.
It was good. It was a good conversation.
Yeah. Although the conversation did seem to freak out Cabby to the extent where he sort of, just shut down and went, "Oh God," or at least that's what it seemed to the audience. All right. Well, the first day has come to a close. Here's what I will give to you, Dexter, for going along with the live firing exercise. Do you have any gestalt to spend? Also, everybody's competency points should go back up to their max at the start of a new session. So go ahead and throw those up there if you haven't already.
I'm refreshing my game screen. For some reason, it lagged out on me. There we go.
Okay.
I have 13 Gestalt.
Okay. For the low price of 3 Gestalt, I am willing to allow you the knowledge of basic takeoff and landings of Blackhawks.
Awesome.
Wow.
I'll take it.
Wow.
I will take it.
Wow.
Fantastic.
I assume that this amounts to I know which buttons to push and which levers to pull, but I don't necessarily know what those buttons do.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Cool.
That's awesome.
Also, when it comes to the live fire exercise, for the price of 2 Gestalt, I will give you a +1 to your dice pools when manipulating an M240 Bravo in the future.
Oh, very cool. Very cool. I'll take that as well.
Okay.
2 more Gestalt spent. Do I need to modify my piloting score at all?
What is your... Here's what I'll have you do. So, what I want you to do is go ahead and roll me 3d6. And then I want you, probably in your equipment, go ahead and write down that you add on whatever you roll here to your piloting score when piloting Blackhawks.
Okay, sounds good. Okay, I've got that noted.
Fantastic.
Rocking. And then the what specific weapon was it that was
It's
on
the
the blackout?
M240 Bravo. And for those of you who don't know what that platform is, I'll go ahead and throw up an image in the Discord. Images. Here she is. And let's see. Open image in new tab. Copy image. Go over to the Discord. Go to here we are and paste. There you go.
Sweet. How do
Okay.
you do it? How do you kill women and children? You just don't lead them as much.
Oh, man. Okay. So that will conclude the flights that you've managed to have so far. Keep in mind that also the flight crews have offered for you to join them whenever you wish, whenever they're hanging out in the mess hall, if you want to talk to them then. Beyond that, there was a meeting over on the Carnival Glory that was going to take place between our lovely staff sergeant and Rachel in regards to setting up a better, essentially, nursing station here on the Carnival, Glory, due to what they had available. So, Rachel, as you make your way through the 8th deck and make your way to where they have told you this meeting will be taking place, go ahead and give me a spot listen as you're making your way through the hallway, and a familiar door comes into the view of the corner of your eye, one where you saw several individuals behind it with a ham radio last time.
Spot listen.
Spot listen.
You know, I'm gonna just go ahead and spend 3 for
spend
a
3.
guaranteed success.
Okay. For a guaranteed success. Fantastic. All right. So, as you are making your way up that hallway and you kind of spot some movement out of the corner of your eye near that doorway, you look over and what you can see is the door's open once more. Only this time there's about 12 individuals all hanging outside of the door, talking with the 6 that you saw previously inside of the cabin. And it looks like they're just having a casual conversation. You also notice all of them are very well armed.
What are they speaking? Are they talking?
They're talking in very hushed tones to one another, and it looks like they're having sort of a meeting.
I would like to hear what they have to say.
Okay, in order to do that, you're going to have to cross the hall, get past the elevators, and listen in. To give you kind of an idea of where you are, I'm going to go ahead and throw down your token. And let's see here for Rachel. Boop. There we go. So, you'd be about here when you spotted them out of the corner of your eye. The group of individuals that you're looking for are at door 8256. What is your plan in trying to move in to try and hear exactly what their conversation is?
So, I'm going to go south. I'm going to go across that way.
I'm going to double check something
to the
here.
elevator.
Let me go ahead and give you control of your token. One moment.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go down this way, right? And then I'm going to go down this way. And then I'm going to come up here and press myself against the cabin area here to see if I can hear what they're saying without
Okay.
them knowing that I'm hearing. kind of thing.
So to let you to kind of give you a bit more information about the situation here, there are about 10 of them gathered outside room 8256
Oh,
with the
they're
6
gathered
inside as well.
outside.
Yeah. And they're kind of many of them are leaning up against the bulkhead and kind of just quietly talking amongst each other and quietly talking to the ones inside of the room. So as you're standing on the other side of the deck and you start making your way this way, I'm gonna need a stealth check from you, first and foremost. And
So
um,
hold on.
mhm.
I apologize. I didn't know that they were standing outside. If they were standing outside, she would come over here and kind of stand here.
Okay.
Actually, no, because their voice would travel out down this hallway. So she would come over here, stand in front of this elevator, act like she's trying to get on the elevator, but really she's trying to listen to their conversation.
All right, fantastic. So you go on over to the elevators and make it look like you're trying to make your way to a different deck. And do you press the button at all, or do you just like hover over where the button is and just listen in?
Just kind of hover over the button. Unless I hear footsteps coming towards me, then I'm going to hit the button.
Okay. Still go ahead and make me a stealth check. I want to see how
No
inconspicuous you are in the
problem.
background as you're moving over to
No
these
problem.
elevators. I'm not saying that you're crouching down and stealthing or anything like that. You're just trying to look as average as possible, like you're just going and doing something normal.
I'll take it.
Okay, fantastic. Wow, a 15. That is pretty darn good. Okay. So you make your way over, and you look as nonchalant as one can when trying to spy on a group of 16 people. And you go and stand over next to the panel, and you can actually see as you get there the numbers going down, indicating somebody's on the elevator currently. And as you're kind of standing there, spot listen.
Okay. Hold on. Spot listen. I'll spend 2.
Okay. So you go ahead and spin the 2 to get rid of that failure and give yourself a net of 1 success.
Yes, sir.
With that, as you get over there and you start to listen in, the reason you end up having to spend competency points really is because you hear some footsteps initially, and you start to go to press the button, and you just watch as an individual male, maybe in his 30s, sort of graying beard, scraggly hair that's kind of thinning out at the top, and he's got a little bit of a bald patch. Hispanic, looks like he's probably Puerto Rican. In sort of a dress down, casual Friday at the office attire. Makes his way over near the elevators from that group, and he uses the ashtray at the edge of the corner of the elevators to put out a cigarette before just kind of nodding towards you and then moving back over to the door and joining the conversation again. So that kind of, surprised you for a moment before you're really able to get any information from trying to listen in. And as you refocus and begin listening in, from what you can hear, you're not sure who's talking, but you do hear this. Let me get my note. There you go. So, Brandon is over at the canal already. They're making preparations, so it should be rather easy. However, Maria is having a few issues with the infected ones. They have already hit 3 of the cocoa fields, and they're spreading further and further south. So we're going to have to be quick about this. And the conversation kind of stops, and you hear the sound of footsteps coming from down, further down the hall. And as you hear those footsteps, kind of
Is
in your
there-
mind.
is-
Oh, go ahead.
Hold on. Is there a map at this location?
Not at the
where
elevators.
the elevators?
No, there's a map on the
Why not
other
at the
sides.
elevators?
So there's a map on the other sides. So not exactly where the
Okay.
elevators are, but on the sides where if you were to go to the left of the elevators on this side of the hallway, or on the right of the elevators on this side of the hallway, there would be a large map that shows you the ship.
I'm gonna pull my phone out and
Okay.
act like I'm on my phone.
You pull your phone out, and before you're able to truly act like you're on it, when you pull it out of your pocket, even if you don't intend to really turn it on, it still has that motion sense. Oh, I'm being held, where it briefly flashes the screen, your lock screen, I should say, and you notice you don't have any bars, no service whatsoever.
Oh no. Fuck. No service. Okay. So I kind of get distracted with the fact that I see that there's no service. So I've kind of forgotten whatever I was planning on doing with these guys, and I start to get a little concerned. Or frazzled. Frazzled is a better word. And so I'll come back to realization of where I'm at and stuff, but I'm just gonna hit the button at this point.
Okay. Up or down?
I was going to the meeting, so wherever that's located.
The meeting is on this floor already. You're on the correct floor. Yeah.
Oh, great. I'm gonna go up.
Okay, so you go ahead and click the button for up, and you watch as that elevator that you saw taking down earlier kind of stops right at your floor, and the elevator in front of you, ding, and it opens up, and standing there is a average Caucasian couple. They kind of look alert as you're standing there when the doors open, but they give you a friendly enough smile and kind of nod before scooting around you after getting off the elevator and making their way down the direction that you came from. And as they begin to disappear around the corner of the elevators, you watch as a few individuals in National Guard uniforms briefly for a moment make their way. I'm going to mark this out with the ruler. Make their way up this way, and you see them kind of begin to intermingle with the group up at this doorway, and two of them continue onward, but one of them actually stays behind, and he waits for the other two National Guard members to kind of disappear before he kind of relaxes and starts talking to these guys casually. And you notice he kind of goes into one of his several pockets and rips the Velcro on it, opens it up, and pulls out a couple of batteries and 3 Snickers, and kind of just hands it to some of the individuals. And you watch as the one individual who takes the batteries moves into the room itself and pulls out some hand radios and starts putting the batteries in those.
Okay.
I'm gonna go ahead. I need you to make me another stealth check,
Oh.
and I'm gonna have them roll.
Okay. Hold. Stealth. Oh, writing is so small. I am squinting. I'm gonna spend 2.
No, multiplier 1.
Spending 2.
Wow!
Wow, you totally are oblivious to
So, as you're kind of peeking around the corner, you watch a series of unfortunate events.
oh God.
As the National Guard guy who stopped and gave them the batteries and Snickers kind of begins walking off, you watch as one of the individuals inside who put the batteries in the walkie-talkie, kind of turns around and looks like he's about to go speak to the guy. Tries to catch up with him and immediately hits his head on the doorway, and falls straight to the ground, and you can see blood. He hit it hard.
Oh no.
And everyone else just starts laughing hysterically. No one tries to help him, and it's a little bit of a Three Stooges. Eventually through the laughter, some of them start to try and help him, and you can see that they start making their way towards the elevators towards you. But you have plenty of time to react, because as they do, one of the guys dragging him immediately stubs his toe on the side of the wall headed towards the elevator, because he wasn't paying attention. So do you want to be here when they get around the corner, or do you want to take this now open elevator to a different floor?
I am actually going to go and help the guy that's bleeding.
Okay. So you come around the corner properly, and do you say anything
because
at all?
I heard what was that noise? Oh my god, you're bleeding. There. That's what I say.
Okay. So as you say that, there's a cackle of laughter coming from behind him, as you watch the other individuals kind of just holding their sides in hysterical laughter as he's kind of being dragged towards you. And the one who stubbed his toe kind of looks frustrated, but looks up at you. It's that older gentleman that you had seen earlier in his late 30s, and he kind of looks up at you and says, hello, could you help me really quick? I got to get him to the nurse's office. Do you know which way that is? I don't know what deck that is on.
Yeah, like I'm actually a nurse. You and I met.
Oh, fantastic.
Rachel, right?
Rachel, yes. And he goes to reach out for your hand to shake it.
Yeah, and I'll shake it real quick, but be like, hey, let's help your friend.
Yeah, do you have any bandages or anything to sort of take care of this?
I didn't grab any bandages on me at the time. Like when I left, I didn't think I was going to need them. So no, I don't have any, but does he have like any clothing on him that is loose?
He's got,
that could...
What you see on him is he has a t-shirt on, and it's a Rocky Horror Show t-shirt for the 25th anniversary. And other than that, he's got those like pre-torn jeans that you buy in a mall these days. He's got a pair of those on, and he's got some work boots on that looked kind of scuffed, and even has a small hole in the side of them. But other than that, not much else on him.
She's going to take the article of clothing. I think it was the shirt, right? The Rocky Horror Picture Show shirt. She's gonna ask to, if she can use this as like a way to apply pressure while we get to the nurse's office.
The gentleman kind of helping him out kind of looks down at the shirt and says, let's use mine. And he goes ahead and unbuttons his button-down shirt and takes it off and starts using that. And you can see he has a plain like wife beater t-shirt underneath. So where should we take him?
I'll just lead him to the nursing station that I was gonna go to.
So you go ahead and you lead him to the nursing station. The station itself, I don't even remember what deck it's on. Hold on. Because there are so many things on each of the decks. Give me one moment here as I kind of search around for the appropriate deck. Let's see here. No, it's not that one. It is... I'm looking for deck 4. Yeah, So you go ahead and you push the button to go to deck 4, where the guest services are, and the actual nurse station itself is, away from the conference that you were supposed to be going to, but still, that's where the official nurse station is. That's where they'd have everything. And let me go ahead and bring you over to this deck as well. So as you're riding the elevator, go ahead and make me a spot listen, as the three of you are kind of just sitting there. Of course, there's the moans and groans from the individual who hit his head. Wow, you are rolling really well today, with a 19. As you're kind of standing there looking over him, applying pressure to the wound, and the other individuals helping him walk, you notice that also, just like the 30-year-old individual, this younger man who's bleeding from the head also has a small tattoo on his wrist of a kite shield with a red cross through it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the more and more you see these individuals, the more and more you're starting to realize they may all have this symbol on them in some way, shape, or form.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So I pass him off to the nurses that are on duty. And I explain what happened, and he's got some minor injuries here, but it looks like it's hit a vessel of some kind on the surface, and it's just bleeding. So
and that is 100% what happened. Luckily enough, he didn't hit himself so hard that now skull is showing, but he definitely tore into something. And he's not looking pretty in the face right now.
Okay. And then I'll look over at, I believe his name was, it wasn't another Michael, was it?
No, it was not.
Okay. I want to say Miguel. No, it wasn't Miguel. It was like Ricardo. Or Rico?
Anyone who's not Michael is Miguel.
We're just gonna cycle through all the Hispanic names we know.
I
am offended.
Oh my god. Rico? Is it Rico?
Mm-mm.
Oh shit.
He's not delicious, or is he? Is what Rico see?
I can't remember his name. And I didn't write it down. I'm so sorry. What is this guy? Hold on. Maybe I did write it in the
The
notes
original
for
guy with the
game.
kite
Hold on.
shield? Is that who we're talking about?
The one with the ring.
Samuels?
Samuel. Yes, it's
I wrote
Samuel.
Samuels
Yeah.
with an S. It's probably not Samuels with an S. Probably not.
No.
That would be
was,
weird.
That was it
Samuel.
though, Ellen. Yeah. It's
Was it?
It's also in the game notes too on Discord, so I should have just looked. Anyway, Samuel, I'll be like, oh well, it looks like your friend's gonna be taken care of, so that's good.
Yes, thank you very much for escorting me. It was a pleasure to see you again, Rachel, I believe.
Yes. Yes. I just noticed that there were a lot of you, all in that hallway.
We were having a bit of a meeting. Initially, when we got on board, before this outbreak took place, initially, we were in fact in a sort of meeting, an official one, for our business, when everything went to shit. And we've recently learned through some conversations with our home branch that they still want to go through with many of the deals that we had in place, even though the New York branch has now been shut down. They want to at least establish some lines of communication with our eastern sister corporations.
Oh. I'm really sorry. I was waiting for the elevator, and I speak a little bit of Spanish, but I had heard you guys conversing about some sugar fields or something like that down in Panama.
Yes. Very keen to hear on you.
Yeah, I just You know, after a day of this craziness happening, I'm just very much paying attention to my surroundings and what's going on. I'm sure you understand, right?
Yeah, absolutely, I do. One can't be too. One can't let their guard down too much. But yes, we mainly we're a group of friends essentially who have set up several microbreweries for coffee across the U.S. and we're kind of getting together, and we were getting together for our annual meeting. And we make and import our own sugar from Panama and a few other places. Um, so yeah. It was just quite interesting to us that we were going to go through Panama, and there was discussion of possibly getting off the ship and possibly going and seeing our facilities there
Oh, really?
while we were in the area.
I mean, do you think that's really wise to get off the ship at that location?
Well, perhaps. As I had said to you earlier, we are also still debating as to whether or not we should just go to California and then rent a car and drive down, but
Hmm.
thoughts are a bit wishy-washy at the moment.
Yeah, I can see how some people would be on the fence about it, you know. Um, I mean, is it secure? Is the location like safe to go to? I mean, it's really none of my business. I'm so sorry. Like, I'm prying into your stuff and I really have no business in doing it. I guess I'm just genuinely concerned and stuff, so I apologize.
No, I appreciate the concern. You know, it's rare for one to have such concern for another. I very much like that. You're not prying too much. I do appreciate it. But perhaps I should get back to my fellows.
Sure, absolutely.
Thank you very much.
Do you have any cell phone service? I noticed that mine is out.
He pulls out his phone, and it's like an old Nokia brick phone.
Mm-hmm.
He says, "Yes, full bars," and he goes ahead and shows you.
Huh. That's weird.
Do you
I'll
pull out
check
your
mine
phone?
again.
Yeah, full bars. You have service here.
Weird. Okay. All right.
Were you by the elevator and you did not have service earlier?
Yeah.
Perhaps it is something the National Guard people are doing. Maybe they are jamming something. I'm not sure.
They can do that?
I would assume that so. They are the government. Don't they control that sort of stuff?
I don't know. Samuel, I could put you back together with a needle and thread. I have no idea what the government can do. Like, to be honest with you, there's tons of conspiracy theories of everything, but I no idea.
Well, it was a pleasure seeing you.
But thank you.
Yes.
Yes. Thanks.
We should have dinner sometime. You know, properly get to know each other a little bit. But in the meantime, I will see you later.
All right, no problem.
And he kind of gives a light nod and makes his way back towards the elevator.
Okay. Rachel would continue to make her crazy ass way back to wherever she was initially going to for this meeting, but we can.
So do you follow him back onto the elevator in order to go back to the 8th floor?
No, not right away. Not right away.
You could always take the stairs. It's up to you.
I'll do that. I need some cardio anyway. Keep that going, because rule number 1 is cardio.
You go ahead and you take the stairs to get back to the 8th floor, taking plenty of time to make sure that there's no suspicion between your arrival back on the 8th floor and him also being there. And with that, you go ahead and you have the meeting, and it's a rather boring meeting. However, you notice while you're sitting in the meeting, you are... Let me take you back over to... So, if everyone can see, you're in room 8205. And there's... Yeah, there's plenty of equipment set up in this room that he's turned into like a makeshift conference room. There's some radios, there's some other things that are all, you assume, the National Guards. You have full cell service in here.
That's so strange. Okay.
But you have the meeting, and essentially what they plan on doing is they want to get the nurses here, and there's about 8 of you in total. They want to get you guys on sort of a rotation for the nurses station, and they also want to expand the nurses station to take up most of the guest services area. So they're going to get rid of the lost and found area and things like that, and convert it into a larger nursing station in case anything arises.
And if everything sounds good to her, she wouldn't add in anything. She'd, just nod and listen and make sure, everything was going well. If there was something like completely off the wall, she'd be like, "Oh no, I think it should be this way." But otherwise, she'd just keep quiet and listen.
Yeah, nothing too off the wall, luckily enough.
Okay. All right. That's all she would do.
Fantastic. Give me 1 second here. I'm trying to fix our Roll20 dice thing. In the meantime, while Rachel is kind of doing her meetings, having her fun, air quotes, and it looks like our Roll20 dice are going to be broken for this session. I'm not sure what's wrong with them. What are the rest of you going to be doing over on the cruise ship? So what is both Via and Kira up to?
Via has become I have become convinced that someone on board has to be infected, and it's just dormant.
Okay.
And these like ineffective checks that the cruise staff are doing are just for show and are really not effective. And if they did find someone who is infected, all hell would break loose. So she probably immediately after being patronized by whatever dude was patronizing her, went and found the staff who were checking people and started following them around and watching to see what would happen.
Does Via's suspicion double down when in the middle of you kind of following them around, some National Guard members finally do show up and also start following them around?
Yes.
Okay, fantastic. So, are you gonna be are you gonna try to be inconspicuous in any way, or
No.
are you just gonna? Okay,
She's just all out there.
fantastic. So as you're following them around, they're going around doing checks, and they're giving everyone they run across this you've been tested sticker. Which looks exactly like the I've been vaccinated sticker. It's just you've been tested written over in Sharpie. Go ahead and make me a spot listen as you were following these guys around. Oh, Jesus. Oh. Okay.
Wow.
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 Kira, in your tag, it has Queen of Sus Patrol. I think you might have just lost that title. I really do. Because Via, as you were traveling around with this group, they finally do make their way back to the 8th deck. And you come up on the room that Rachel said was suspicious in her last time that you all passed here and talked to the staff sergeant. And you notice that there's a lot more hand waving when they go to test the individuals that are sort of in this impromptu meeting out in front of the store. That's your first success. What would you like to do with your other 4 successes? What other information would you like to glean?
What do you mean by hand waving?
So, as they go about trying to administer the test, they get through roughly about 4 of the individuals before you watch one of the individuals who gets his "I've been tested" card, talks to a member of the National Guard, and sort of the leader of that squad. Sort of starts saying, they're fine, just go ahead and give them their stickers.
No, I am not happy about that. I don't know what to do with my other successes.
You need to take all the information.
You can either gather more information, ask me a question and see if I can give you anything else based on that question, or you can bank these for survival points.
When in doubt, more damage.
Yeah, right. Get their social.
Get their social.
Can I run credit checks on everybody in the room? I mean, it's not like I can rush in there and ask them questions. I'm not sure what other information I could find out from here.
Excuse me.
If
you're not confident with asking questions to find out more information, you're always more than welcome to just bank those for survival points.
Yeah, I mean, I think I'm going to do that. I don't think this is a situation where I'd be welcome to walk into the room and just start asking questions of these people.
Fantastic.
So I will just bank them.
You're an observant Karen. You're not a full Karen. So go ahead and bank
Right.
those 4 survival points on your character sheet, and whoever is managing the group sheet, go ahead and add on an additional 4 to the group's overall survival points.
Who's managing that? Because
That is a good question. Who is managing the group?
I thought we all were, because I put a little something in that, but that's it. Oh, false, black bear, crucifer. Okay, I feel like whatever I wrote was deleted, so I'm just gonna blame Dexter.
I mean, I'm not gonna blame anybody. I'm just saying I'm not the one that's gonna be like.
You all have control of the sheet.
Documenting.
It's whoever wants to document can document it.
It's okay. I expect it from the teen girl with no cell phone.
Not all of us exploit welfare programs.
This is very true. All right, so you watch as they kind of go ahead and hand out the badges to the other individuals in the room. And I'll give you this as a freebie. You bank those 4 survival points, absolutely. But I'll give you as a freebie. You notice every individual in that room does, in fact, have that same tattoo. Different places, though. Many of them do have it on the wrist, but some of them have it on their necks, especially an individual who initially was introduced as Michael, but was later actually called Raul. He has, as well as 2 others, have their tattoos just above a tattoo of Santa Muerta.
Okay. I don't like this.
What are you gonna do?
So I assume testing ladies walk in there and hand out their stickers and walk back out.
Mm-hmm. They walk back out and they start going door to door, continuing on their little route until eventually they reach the National Guard dormitories, essentially. Excuse me. And it's about at that time that you kind of see Rachel and the other nurses, as well as the staff sergeant who you think belittled you earlier.
I know he belittled me earlier.
Belittled you earlier. Make their way to the elevators, and it looks like they're going somewhere. Rachel, for your timeline's sake, that's when he's taking you all to the deck where the nurse's station is to kind of show you what he wants to change in the guest services area.
Okay.
but the two of you would spot each other, absolutely.
Oh, hey. How's it going?
Hey, yeah. I'm going to wait until testing ladies get a little bit farther away.
Mhm.
Since obviously they're not doing their job properly, so I'm not going to follow them around anymore. They're not actually testing everybody. They just walked into that room over there and like tested one person, and someone said, "Oh, everyone in here is fine," and they just handed out the stickers.
What?
Yeah.
Rachel does become a Karen, and she goes to the person that's in charge of the military people and tattles.
Okay.
Say it.
So
She
you kind of
is
stop
the
the
biggest
group as
tattler.
the staff sergeant is leading them along to the next deck, and go ahead and tell him that these people were definitely not tested, and he tells you that he'll go ahead and get that taken care of as soon as he's done
No.
with this.
No, it needs to be done now. Like, who else has not been tested? Like, you do understand we're on a ship. We're on a ship. There is nothing that is going to protect us aside from ourselves and being proactive.
I fully understand that, ma'am. All right, let me go ahead and get with the boat staff now. Then, everyone else, just go ahead and go to the floor, and I'll meet you there. And he makes his way off to try and find the carting staff, which, of course, should you be willing to, Via, you can quickly point out where they went.
Oh, certainly.
Yeah, so you go ahead and point it out, and he makes his way over there. And you see he disappears around the corner. And, you can hear them sort of conversing between one another for a little while before eventually you watch as the staff kind of makes their way back towards that room. And there's, of course, a round of apologies. Oh, we're so sorry. We have to go ahead and test everybody else in the room. And they begin going through and testing each of them. And after about 10 minutes, all of them were clear.
Yeah, that's not the point. Like, where's this dude? Is this dude still here? That went and, like, got them in trouble? Okay. Like, that's great. But somebody else needs to be doing this testing. Somebody who's going to be held accountable to somebody else. We were told that this was a safe place to come. And I don't feel safe here.
I agree, 100%. Like, Rachel is supporting Via in this, like, totally.
Like, you want me to do it? I'll go do it. Give me a badge and a stewardess's outfit, and I'll go around and test people. I'll make sure everybody on this boat gets a light shown in their eyes.
Via, go ahead and make me a persuasion roll.
Oh, Lord. Am I good at that? I don't know. Where is that? Oh, okay.
You may add on your command aptitude should you have any.
I don't know.
Would you like to spend
I don't know how to play this game. Yeah, I would like to make that better somehow.
Okay. So you can spend 3 competency points, and then it'll get you up to a single success.
I'm going to go ahead and do that. Yes,
All right.
please.
So you go ahead and spend the competency points. It gets yourself to a single success. The staff sergeant kind of just nods his head and says, well then, your wish is my command. We'll have you take over the testing. Miss McMasters, if you would be willing to be her assistant.
I mean, yeah, I will make sure that everything is being followed and...
Fantastic.
Right, we need some real guards to come along with us.
Yes, I'll provide the squad that was going to be with the staff to also be with you.
Okay, these are trained soldiers with guns and, like...
Yeah, they're
power?
national. None of them have rifles. They all just have sidearms, holsters with pistols in them.
Good enough.
But yeah. And they're
Okay.
kind of dressed down. They don't have any vests or anything like that on. They're just in their oh god, they don't wear BDUs anymore because I immediately want to say BDUs. I don't remember what the
I don't
new
know
one's
what that
called.
means
ACUs?
anyway.
ACUs?
Is it the BCUs that they have?
ACUs.
ACUs. They don't listen when I say. You see how this works?
All right. Well, they have those on, and they've got like their little caps on, and that's about it. But yeah,
They're not wearing like pants and stuff.
of course they are.
Oh, okay. You said that was it.
They're all walking around, just dangling everything the Lord gave them, below. But no, seriously, yes, they all have pants on. And they go ahead and join you, and they say, well, or at least the one who's kind of leading that squad kind of comes over and talks to you. He says, well, since you're taking over the testing, why don't we start from the beginning all over again? We'll start from deck 1, work our way up. Sergeant Jason. And he holds his hand out to you.
Oh, I'm Via Newton. Nice to meet you.
It's nice to meet you, Miss Newton. And you are, and the staff sergeant immediately pipes in. That's Miss McMasters. Miss McMasters. Pleasure to meet you.
Yep.
Do we have a full manifest of who's aboard the ship?
No, I wasn't given one, and the staff sergeant pipes up. He says,
Probably something that'll be helpful in this situation.
I just said this. The staff sergeant pipes in and says, "No, I have."
Okay.
So I'll go ahead and give that to you. Just give me a few minutes. I'll print you a copy of it. And the staff sergeant goes back to his room. And after about like 5 minutes, you eventually hear z of a printer pushing out some paper, and he goes ahead and hands you over 8 pages of a manifest.
Thank you. Do you have a clipboard?
Yep. And he hands you a clipboard, Sharpie, pen, pencil, whichever you'd like.
I'm gonna take the Sharpie and the pencil, please, and thank you.
I mean, I can run the test if you want me to run the test. And if you want to keep documentation, that's fine too. However you want to do this.
Great. Okay, so we are certain that these tests that we're running are accurate and the best way to test for this.
The staff sergeant kind of pulls the two of you aside, and he says, yeah, the UV test is the best measurement that we've got so far. Anytime it comes in contact with an infected individual, it's going to cause a immediate, low-level burning.
I am going to get on the phone and call Dexter.
Okay. Where you guys are standing, you pull out your phone, you don't have service.
Oh, fucking god damn it. I'm gonna go run somewhere that hold on a second. I wanna cross-reference this information via. So give me just a minute. I'm going to get some service here and I will be right back. I'm sorry, excuse me.
Yep,
and then
no
I'm
problem.
gonna go and find service, and I'm calling Cabby, not
The moment
Dexter.
you get away from the elevators and away from essentially the bridge area of the ship, full service.
Okay, so I'm calling Cabby.
Cabby, your ringtone begins to go off.
I thought I didn't have service in the bowels of the ship.
That is a good point. Your ringtone does not go off. You get a voicemail message. What would Cabby's voicemail be? Is it just the standard automatic one, or does he have a special one?
Well, my old one used to be, you've reached the Johnson mortuary, you stab him, we slab him.
Wow, okay. Shit, Cabby, call me when you get this. And I hang up and I call Dexter.
Your phone, who dis?
Dexter, you're out on the deck. You're just returning from your trip with the live fire exercise when you get this call.
Your phone, who dis?
God. Oh God, Dexter, thank you so much for answering. Hey, it's Rachel.
What? You're gonna have to speak up. I'm around the helicopters.
It's Rachel.
Oh, hi, Veronica. How's it going?
Oh Jesus Christ.
There's the sound of a jet going by in the background.
No, hey, I need to talk to you. Get somewhere where I can talk to you.
What?
I need to talk to you.
Yeah, this is Dexter. What's up?
Oh my God, please in heaven. Go somewhere where I can talk to you.
Okay, we've established you wanted to talk to me. What's up?
Can you hear me? Because I need you to hear me.
Yeah, what's up?
Jesus Christ.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes. Hey, I need you to check to see if this if there's a fourth way of testing people, and if it's a UV light thing.
Yeah, that's legit. They're
UV
talking about it in the CDC room just the other day.
Okay. All right. And then she goes, "Thanks. Talk to you later. Bye." And she hangs up. And
What
then
are you
she goes back
wearing?
in. What?
Damn it. She hung up.
Yes, I hung up.
One of the flight crew members who's just kind of walking by as they're having this conversation say, "Did she answer?"
No, she hung up.
Oh, they always hang up.
Yeah.
All right. So then she goes back into Via and she goes, "It's the UV thing is actually a thing, apparently. Confirmed."
Good to know.
So, yeah. All right. Sorry. That was apparently I thought things were being run here differently, and now I don't trust anything about anything.
Yeah,
So
I mean, I'm sorry to rope you into this. I guess I kind of volunteered you for it, but I know I'll feel a lot better if
no, I
least
mean, I'm
we
glad
know
you,
it's being done by
Well,
someone
yeah,
who cares about it.
oh, absolutely, everybody should care about this. But I'm glad you, I'm glad you heard this information. Anyway, let's make it right.
Sounds good.
A call to make things right that echoes through the ship as we take our first break, and we will be right back with more. Here we are, Year Zero. See you soon. BRB. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Here We Are, Year Zero. So, getting back into things. I would like to know, what would you guys like to do on the third day? As we're getting into this time skip phase.
Oh, wait, I don't get to finish without. Damn.
Oh, what would you like to do?
All right. I was just gonna see. Do they have bowling balls? Oh, it's rather. Is
There is a bowling
alley?
ball alley. Yeah, there is.
Cool. Basically, I just want to see if it's possible when it's late at night. Sneak out bowling balls, take it to the top of the diving board, and just see how big of a splash you can make if it falls.
Okay. Go ahead and make me a stealth check, as the pool is 24/7 and people are in it.
Oh, okay. Let's see here. I think that's the words of reading my sheet because I know the stealth check might involve my not cosmopolitan. Here you go, stealthy. I'm adept at being well hidden, moving silently. Skill support. A character gets one extra action per. Okay, that's just for stealth encounters. All right, never mind. So just roll stealthy, right?
Yep.
All right. Submit.
So.
Oh, I'm gonna roll that out. That sounds like it's gonna be horrible. Let's go.
Okay. Do you want to spend any competency point to at least get rid of 3 of them?
Nope.
All right.
Nope.
Fantastic.
I will eat my fist.
You go ahead and you go to the bowling alley, and you go ahead and what size bowling ball do you get? You get one of the heavier ones, the one of the lighter ones.
The second biggest, because I would start with the biggest, and like while trying to lift it, like my wrist says no. And the second biggest, I'm like, this will hurt, but you know, I have hopes.
Okay. You go ahead and you pick it up, and you don't even make it out the door, as you're making your way out of the bowling alley. You hear an alarm go off. Beep 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 beep. Please return the bowling ball to the bowling alley. Please return the bowling ball to the bowling alley. And you watch as one of the Carnival cruise ship staff members comes over to you and says, "Ma'am, if you could, please go ahead and return the bowling ball to the bowling alley," as the warning says.
I guess
Look at Kira.
I want to look at him and go with a blinks there. Iego wa hanasanaide kudasai.
Oh. And he gets his phone out.
Typical American service worker response.
And you can see he starts typing away on his phone. 1 second.
And as he's doing that, I'm just gonna keep walking to validate that I don't understand what he's saying.
No, ma'am, please, wait. And he starts following you as you're walking along. And as you get a little bit down the hallway, he eventually.
Okay. As he follows me, I would say, "Watashi wa ato ga hoshikunai hanarete."
Ma'am, I don't understand you, but and he's looking down at his phone, looks up at you, and says, "Bringu kyo kashite kudasai."
Daka ite kure.
What did she say back? Oh crap!
Try to waddle slightly faster, looking
Look.
uncomfortable.
Just suddenly look grotesquely offended.
Go ahead and make me a persuasion check.
Okay. So for this one, okay, let's see how I'm wasting everybody's time here. That's for making shanks. Let's see here. Okay. Allows a character to add 1 morale when they're that's formations. Nope. Okay. And then this is. I'm just trying to actually check my things, make sure I'm not missing stuff. Nope. That's more determining motives. That's for shooting people and eating. And this one is for. Okay. Treat a successful diplomacy as having 1 higher. Okay, so what am I rolling specifically?
Rolling a persuade check here. It's underneath your train
Got
skill
it.
on the left-hand side.
Okay, so nothing to do with diplomacy. Got it.
We'll consider it a form of diplomacy. Absolutely, yeah.
Oh, no, that's what. Well, I was just thinking of Weedle, but Weedle I think is more about gathering intel, right? Versus because it says flattery, but then when it took to the technicality of Weedle, it's like,
Mm,
See, this character can use flattery, personality, and other such techniques in order to make people reveal more information. Yeah, so I think that's just like
yeah, that's
flipping
unfortunately not
information.
gonna apply in this
And that's fine.
particular
It's fine.
instance.
Just trying to learn. I guess I'm persuading. Submit. Okay, let's go. Yeah, I'll keep it.
So as you're walking along and you try and you do your best to try and make a clean getaway with this bowling ball, things just get worse as you know you're kind of making your way away from him, and you run smack into a member of the National Guard, and he kind of bumps into you and says, "Sorry for," and he quickly sees the staff member behind you and saying, "Please wait! Stop her! She needs to return the bowling ball to the alley." And the guy looks at you and says, "Ma'am, if you could please just return the bowling ball."
Okay, I'm excited to see the National Guard guy, and I just go, Kiesatsu Tasukate Karawa Watashi o Nusumu Desho.
In perfect Japanese,
And I
he
just
says back to you, "Return the bowling ball to the bowling alley. For the love of God. Don't even try that. I can hear your accent a mile away."
Oh, good. Then he should understand. I said, "Please help. He will steal me."
I highly doubt he's going to steal you.
And I just bow and I put ball on ground and I look at him like the guy like he's a creeper. I do like crucifixion signs and just back away slowly.
All right. Why don't you come with me, ma'am, and get your stupid bowling ball. And the staff member runs over and he grabs the bowling ball. Oh, all right. Thanks. All right. You got that? Yeah. All right. Cool. And he starts just making his way back. What did she say, by the way? And don't worry about it. Just go.
I say to him, Hago Shita Koreta Arigato, for thanks for the protection.
He looks over at you. You can stop anytime now.
Legs there. And I just pat him on the shoulder and just go to walk on like nothing's going on.
And he grabs your shoulder.
Oh no! Damn it. Okay.
All right, we're going to have to do a search of your quarters, ma'am, to make sure that you haven't stolen anything else. If you'll come with me.
So with my phobia DM, when he grabs my shoulder, I will negatively react very aggressive.
You will, yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. This is gonna end well, but I'm dead.
You did it to yourself.
I know. I'm at peace.
All right. So, how does your phobia come into play? Let's see here.
All right. Let's see here. I know I get negative rolls on.
Yeah, you get black dice.
Yep. I think I got the maximum, right? Like some real good times. Let's just roll.
I think you get 5 black dice.
Yeah. Phobia. So countering the phobia-induced thing or situation kind of as a stressor, it will cause a loss of morale. So my composure percentage save throw has black tier dice or black per tier, and yeah.
All right. So, as his hand firmly grips onto your shoulder, you're going to be making me a composure check to not lose your shit. At 5 black dice to the composure roll.
All right, time to play the game for what it is. Let's see here. Composure. No gear kit multiplier. Oh no! It's before I click this. I got to go to the
dice pool. Yeah.
I just realized I've had 1 black dice like this entire time.
You should probably fix that.
Whatever. I failed like everything, anyways. All right. So let's try it again. Composure. Submit. All right. Let's see if that's doing it correctly now. Let's see. That's 1d100 plus 20. Yeah, that's probably from the dice, so that seems like that's probably correct.
Okay.
Right?
Kira, you begin immediately losing your shit. And
Yay.
you are going to lose temporarily 4 points of your psyche.
All right, cool. So let's see here. So Should I just put -4 on my bonus? How do I temporarily?
Yeah, just go ahead and put -4 in your bonus for temporary.
All right.
And as you begin losing your shit, he quickly realizes you're becoming hysterical. And he goes over his walkie-talkie, and as the other ladies are heading around with the other squad of National Guard and making their rounds through the first deck and slowly making their way up, you guys hear over the radio, "Hey, I'm going to need some assistance on deck 6. I've got a hysterical young lady. Looks like we're going to need to throw her in the brig for a while so she can calm down." And you hear Kira in the background sort of freaking out over the radio.
Oh.
Yeah.
Is that
Oh,
Kira?
yeah.
I'm asking
Well,
Via.
And the guy with you kind of says, "All right,
What's it?
if you guys could wait here for
I don't know.
maybe about 5 minutes, we've got to go grab a hysterical person a few decks up and move them to the brig. Actually, you know what? Why don't you come with us? We'll go ahead and get them tested, make sure that they aren't infected, and then we'll move them to the brig."
Oh, okay.
As a hint of detail, I would be very vocally explicit in at this point English, and I'm just jumping there because I'm not focused. Of I don't want these person touching me. Get off me. Bad times. Help.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And you can see
Little-
quite a few
little kidnap.
heads begin to poke out into the hallway as he's kind of just he doesn't really care that you're breaking down and that you're starting to yell at him to get his hands off of you and things like that. He's got more of that "try me" look.
Fun. The way they train the military these days.
You two
Facetious.
ladies, go ahead and you're shoved onto an elevator with six other individuals as you make your way up to the deck. And quickly, as the door opens, you come to find her in a frantic yelling of Russian and then French and then Spanish and then Portuguese, something over and over again as all the National Guard members begin making their way out of the elevator. And several other hands begin to grab onto you to try and hold you in place. Make me another composure
Jesus.
check.
Oof. It's getting real
Are
on my
we
own.
now seeing
Yeah,
this?
you can now see
happen?
this. Yeah, you can see that
Okay.
Kira's sort of freaking out. She's starting to strike out against some of the. Would you like to
Oh.
spend any competency points?
I mean, I'm gonna go over and try to put myself between them and her,
Yeah.
and
Okay.
say, "Don't touch her. We can calm her down. She's fine."
Well, before we get to that, Kira, do you spend any competency points?
No, I don't think. Nah. I believe in these girls.
Kira, in your panic, you lose another morale, so you're down by 5 now, and you actually strike a member of the National Guard.
I was going to
in
say if I haven't by now, be disappointed.
in your panic. So go ahead and roll me a single damage die by itself. If
tell me
you're
about
not
combat,
entirely
guys.
sure how to do it, just roll a /R 1d6. You can't figure it out on the sheet.
Is it bludgeoning I'm doing, or like what kind
Yeah,
of?
it'd be
hit?
bludgeoning.
So do I just click that red thing, or?
So I believe how you would do it is go ahead and clear your dice pools and then add 1 red dice. Excuse me, and then roll that.
All right, so take out the 5, 1 red, and just click dice pool.
It didn't roll.
Like that?
Of course it didn't. All right, so go ahead and instead go over to the text chat and type in /R space 1d6 and then hit enter. Okay, so the two of you watch as you're beginning to make your way out of the elevator and go over to try and get them away from her and go and calm her down. One of the National Guard members joins in trying to hold her down and looks like they're about to pull out manacles or cuffs to cuff her, and she actually strikes him with the bowling ball across the face.
Oh shit!
So I have access to that? Yes.
Oh no, you wouldn't have the bowling ball. My bad, because the staff member did take it away. So you just strike him with your fist.
Kira started this campaign in custody, and she's gonna end it in custody.
Full circle. It's metaphors, man.
And the moment that the two of you attempt in any way to try and intervene, they just ignore you. They immediately begin dogpiling on Kira and getting her on the floor, putting her hands behind her back and handcuffing her. And they don't pick her up. They kind of just leave her there for a moment while one of them goes into one of their satchels and pulls out I don't remember what it's called. It's a spit thing. It's essentially a mask that they put on you.
Yeah. So question, I don't know how this works mechanically, but like what you just described visually sounds like it's possible to just black out from like psychological just.
Sure,
because,
we can
like,
say that is absolutely what
I'm
happens.
pretty
with
sure
it.
what you just described with Sinner's so over. Like, from a character standpoint, like it's
Absolutely, yeah. So, after they get the this brace over her face so that she can't spit on them or anything like that, you then watch as 4 of the members of the National Guard just loop their arms underneath hers or take up one of her legs, and they just start walking her off to the elevators. And as they get to the elevator, they just start they push the button. And finally, one of them turns over to you and says, "Could you go ahead and scan her so we can go ahead and see if she's infected or not?"
Sure. What are you doing? This is a teenage girl.
You watch as the one that was already here with Kira when you all first came out of the elevator just says, "I will explain what happened in a report later. Just go ahead and take her, get her to the brig. We need to get her calmed down."
I would suggest probably not, like, I don't know, touching her anymore. That seems to be the problem. Maybe get her someplace where she can, like,
we're taking her to the brig.
And
but could you go ahead and he's got like motioning for you to use the UV light.
yeah.
All right.
A
You go ahead and use
very
it.
I don't like this treatment of passengers on the ship.
I don't like being struck in the face.
I bet she didn't like whatever you were doing to her either.
A very low distance scream. Taser!
You know that would happen too with how people are nowadays.
Absolutely
Yes.
would happen.
Absolutely, it would happen.
I feel like Dexter would just feel it in the force, like you just feel like a warmness in your chest.
So yeah, down the hallway you hear taser. In the other direction you hear punch her in the gut.
All right, I will diligently
over.
find her name on the manifest and
Okay. You find
get
her name
ready
on the
to
manifest.
mark her off.
You go ahead and you do the test. She's fine. You already knew that.
Damn
And
it.
yeah. They start moving her into the elevator, and the 4 that have her kind of cart her away, and they're going to take her to the brig. Meanwhile, as you all are kind of standing there and watching the elevator slowly go down to the 3rd deck, the other National Guard member who was already there kind of looks at all of you and says, "She was trying to steal a bowling ball. They tried to stop her, wasn't successful. She was pretending to speak Japanese and not understand English. I stopped her, asked her to go ahead and drop the bowling ball. She did. At which point I was going to ask her a few questions. The staff member retrieved the bowling ball, and she proceeded to start freaking out." We can't hear you.
My mic is on.
Okay, we can hear you now.
Uh,
Well, she started talking and nothing came out, so.
okay. I guess we are going to go start testing people. How can we get access to the brig to go and see her later on when she's feeling better?
When you want to see her, just go down to the deck 3 or deck 4. I'm not sure which one they're going to put her on, and you watch as the elevator goes down and eventually it stops on 3. It says, "Go to deck 3." And it'll be the brig. towards the back of the ship. You'll recognize it. It'll be a lot of people standing around it, staff members and National Guard. I think there's 3 individuals in there right now.
Okay. Okay.
Yep. And they start, sort of breaking up, and you watch as the 2 officers start talking to each other. And he's like, "Yeah, I'll write up a report about it. Anyways, let's get this done." And he starts heading over to the barracks that they've kind of set up here on deck 8. And you kind of lose trail of that conversation. Meanwhile, over on our lovely carrier,
That's good.
Dexter and Cabby, what are the 2 of you up to? As Dexter, you've finished your flying for today, and you've got a whole ship before you, and you haven't seen Cabby in a while.
Yeah, I'll go visit with Cabby, depending on what he's doing. In the meantime, over the next couple of days, or however long we're going to time skip, Dexter's going to spend as much time at the range as possible, trying to get his skills sharpened back up for shooting. And he's going to ask some of the enlisted guys there what kind of, what's the word? What kind of training they do there on the ship to keep their skills sharp with shooting. If any of them have ever had any knife training, if they're willing to show me, how to properly handle a knife, how to properly handle a rifle, how they control their bursts and 3-round bursts, all that kind of thing. Anything that I can learn that I think is going to help me from a combat perspective, I'm going to try to learn as much as I can while we're on the ship.
Okay, absolutely. You can gather as much information as you'd attempt to, or you'd like to. So here's what I will offer you. Over the court, you're gonna have to spend both of your days, essentially hanging out at the range, going and doing drills, showing up for the short competitions that they have, talking at the mess hall with individuals, in order to even get any real knowledge about what you're looking for. If you're willing to spend that time.
Absolutely, and I'm willing to spend my 8 gestalt towards this as well.
Okay, so you go ahead and you spend your 8 gestalt. This is going to give you... I'm going to give you a D6 in pistols and long guns, a D6 in first aid, and a... Let's see. We're going to go for a D6 in martial arts. Actually, a D3 in martial arts, my bad. Okay.
Awesome. So for the second one, for long guns and pistols, do I add that to my long gun pistol training value bonus?
You add each of those individually. So you'll add 5 to your long guns, 5 to your pistols, and then 3 to your martial arts. And that should be all of your gestalt, right?
Yes, it is.
Right.
8 total.
Fantastic. And they take you through a number of drills. They take you to the various different classes that they have on the ship, and you're able to get a lot done. If you want to continue this training, you won't be able to do this upgrade for another month of training.
Okay. Provided I'm able to continue joining the CDC debriefings that we are doing, and I'm able to still hang with Cabby. Yes, I'll continue.
Okay. Fantastic. Cabby, what are you up to?
I will have been spending as much time as possible down at the CDC lab, in between any of the briefings and whatnot. mostly just going over all of the docs notes and trying to get as much as I can from any of the other CDC docs that I bump into.
Okay, fantastic. How much Gestalt do you have?
I got
Gestalt.
one.
You have one. Here's what I'm willing to offer you. With the time spent, if you're willing to spend your entire trip, sort of coordinating with them, talking with them, doing small experiments with them, things like that, and also going to each of these briefings, I will allow you to spend your one Gestalt for a D3 in infected lore.
Where even is that?
It is not on your sheet. You'd
Fair
be creating
enough.
a new skill.
Yeah, I'd take it.
Okay. So go ahead and spend the 1 point, and then roll up a D3 and write down that you have a new skill, infected lore, with a 3% on it. Oh, you don't have to roll another D3. You've already rolled it. Oh, no. I was mistaking your roll for Dexter's roll. Okay, so you'd have 1% in it. My bad.
All right. All right.
And for you, it's going to take a month of experimentation from this point forward with the infected or with members of the CDC to increase this skill further. All right. Is there anything important besides that Cabby would like to get done? Any conversations with certain people, anything like that?
Nothing in particular.
Okay, fantastic. Short, sweet. Done with the carrier group for now. We'll come back to you soon. For the ladies, for the days that you have available to you outside of just doing the testing and making sure everyone's clear, and outside of one of you being in the brig and not being able to do anything for the remainder of the trip, what would the two of you like to get done?
They drag tin cups across the front bars of the brig, fighting for Kira's release.
I mean, she's going to try to work and understand why Kira's in the brig, basically, and try to get her back out by the time.
I think that is a conversation you and Kira need to have. So if the two of you would like to roleplay that out, we'll say it's still the same night. You finally get access to the brig. You're brought down. You're allowed to talk to Kira, and they give you about 10 minutes.
I mean,
so what would Kira look like as Rachel comes in the room and gets to see you after your mental break?
I'm trying to make my hair crazier, but it's not really working. Yummy nature. I'm just kind of laying on the floor on my back, just not moving, just staring at the ceiling, quietly, shallow breathing.
The door quietly squeaks? No,
Queaks.
squeaks.
so,
It queaks.
so
Queaks.
what happened is basically what she's going to ask Kira. What the hell was going on?
I don't like being touched. Still looking straight up.
Why didn't you just give them the ball back?
I see people have fun, and wanted to try to have fun.
But if it's supposed to go back, why didn't you just give the ball back? Clearly, when an authority figure tells you to give a ball back and it's a ball, why didn't you just give it back?
Well, authority is an artificial status given
No,
through society
no.
for the
I am
benefit of
so
those.
done with your attitude and your immatureness and everything else. The fact that I have other things going on right now, the fact that I'm testing an entire ship and I'm here talking to you because you couldn't put a ball back because you don't want to listen to authority over a ball and you thought it would be fun?
So you chose to take on all these responsibilities, and you're throwing it at me that you feel overwhelmed by it.
No, I don't feel overwhelmed by it. I think it's stupid that you went ahead and said that you weren't going to listen to authority over a ball. And then suddenly people are touching you because they want you to put the ball back, but you won't put the ball back. So you're going to flip out.
See, you speak of me listening to authorities, but you won't listen to the lesser people. I speak a sentence and you jump
Are
on
you
me and I
kidding
learn
me?
nothing.
Are you kidding me? I've not listened to the lesser people. Really?
Mhm.
When you brought a concern to me about everyone listening to everyone else, and I addressed that, I'm not listening to everybody? Is that what you're trying to tell me?
Your sentences are redundant. If you don't want to be here, go.
So you just want to sit in a cell?
I don't want to do anything, Miss McMasters. I just don't want to do anything.
Well, you cannot be causing disturbances that take away from a priority that is like, oh, I don't know, testing people to see if they're infected. The time and effort that people are taking away so that they can haul your ass over to, I don't know, a cage so that you calm down is not really what we need right now.
So you plan to fix the corruption of a system established by your leaders to guarantee your safe transport that you and yourself have found to have flaws, and now you and our friend Via are going to somehow overtake all of these systems built by the corruption of humanity just for the sake of eventually it's going to crumble anyways because there's too many variables to control. Look, the universe doesn't care about us. Clearly, there's some kind of virus thing going
What?
around. We're all
What?
going to die. Just enjoy your bowling balls while you got them.
So you're pretty much of the mind that everyone and everything is going to end, so you're just going to go ahead and do whatever the fuck you want to do.
Sure, if that's what you heard from what I said. If I say yellow and you believe in green, I cannot change your mind. I have no intentions to. You're a good person, but you're driven by so much good.
You basically said you're not going to listen to anything or, anyone asking you to do some simple thing because you don't believe in the system because it's the end of the world and YOLO is what I heard.
That's what you're taking. Miss McMasters, what do you know about me?
I don't know anything. I know you're 19 and you haven't told me anything else. I've tried to get to know you some. I'm a little annoyed over a fact that you're in the brig over a ball. Over a ball.
A ball could be part of a wedding.
When we have people dying and coming back to life and killing other people. I'm trying to see where the weight of your choice making is here. Why not just put the ball back and go on with your day and find something else fun to do?
Like what?
I don't know. There's an entire ship full of entertainment.
Mm-hmm.
There are probably other kids here too.
So look, a person can spend 10 years playing piano and another person can spend 2 years playing piano. If the person B diligently invests 2 years every day working the hardest to master piano, and the person with 10 years experience half-asses, who do you think will be more competent? Do years truly define quality of persona and skill set, or is it just lazy assumptions that someone who has less years lacks the wisdom or experience of someone with twice the years?
No, you know what? I really have no interest in your train leaves station B
Then
heading
choose
at so
ignorance
many
and
miles
enjoy
an
your
hour.
night.
No,
You're
I'm asking
interrupting
you.
everyone here
I'm
in the break.
asking you to choose your priorities a little bit better. I'm going to leave you in here for the rest of the time so that you can think about your decisions and how this is ridiculous. How you have made your own mess. And I'm not going to pull you out of it because you're just going to get yourself into another mess because YOLO is what I've heard.
All right. Then I ask that you do the same and consider your own decisions and their consequences. Because when the time comes, these people you value so much, they won't be there for you.
That's not my concern. My concern is to help people survive. And you are not doing that. You are out for yourself. You go searching for a backpack at 19. I mean, on one hand, I feel like there's more to you, but on the other hand, I feel like you're just being a 13-year-old because you think that that's the way to do it. You're running around carrying a shotgun, which I think you might know how to use, but then you pull this kind of bullshit. So how am I supposed to really understand if you're competent enough and can be on your own and function within a rule set and make sure that everyone lives? Or are you going to just turn your tail and run and save your own ass because YOLO?
I mean, I wasn't the one who decided not to get the car keys, so we had a contingency plan. So I'll just be a 13-year-old girl making decisions no one understands in my hormonal prime. Only had boy bands to listen
Actually,
to.
females' hormonal prime is in their middle to late 30s. That's their hormonal prime.
And how old are you?
You know what? I'm done. I'm totally done. Like you're absolutely ridiculous, and I'm pretty much done with you unless you can prove to me that you are a reasonable person that is going to protect my back if in a situation where fucking zombies are going to try to eat me. And right now, I don't see that because you're having a fit over a fucking bowling ball or a ball or whatever it is. So, we're good. And with that, she's going to leave.
Oh, Rachel, by the way. In case I never see you again, happy birthday.
She doesn't even respond.
Good. Time skips.
The door closes to the brig. The officer of the brig lets you go about your business. That day passes. Does Rachel go back to the brig at any time?
Nope.
Okay.
Not unless someone approaches her and tells her that Kira is ready to have a serious conversation and apologize for being ridiculous. No, you're not going to apologize for making a complete and utter. Oh, okay. Sorry.
Yeah, it's nothing personal. Yeah, no, I know. It's just basically like her stance is like that one quote. I'm going to paraphrase terribly. That through the eyes of a fly, the life of a spider is pure chaos, or something like that. Whatever Matisha said. It's all subjective relativity.
Does Via go to the brig at any time?
Not after talking to Rachel. I mean, I'm sure she would have checked in to see what
I'd
Rachel
love
found
to hear
out.
how that goes down. So, ladies, take it away.
She basically just unloads like all the crap that little girl was trying to say to her, and yeah, no, like she's pretty much done with her, and how she doesn't feel like if in a pinch or in the thick of it, she does not trust Kira whatsoever. And for the safety of everybody else, I feel like she should stay in the brig.
All right. I mean, it seems that, yeah, sounds good to me. Seems like she was being pretty unreasonable. Maybe some time to think is what she needs.
I mean, I really doubt it. She's over there thinking, oh, can do whatever I want because it's the end of the world and you only live once and blah, 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 blah. And she's supposed to be 19.
Yeah, well, I mean, her brain is still immature. And I don't know. I guess we'll see
Her brain is immature.
how she comes out on the other side.
Maybe.
Okay. So, the days pass, and I need from Dexter, assuming that you still, like, every morning go ahead and go out and do the formation flights, and they don't do live fire exercises every day. They do them usually every other day due to rationing. I'd like you to make me a spot listen as you're flying over, and you happen to look over occasionally towards the Coast Guard fleet that's following you with the Mercy.
I'll spend 2 to make that a success.
Okay. As you're doing one of your ride-alongs on the on the day before you get to the Panama Canal. Excuse me. I don't know why suddenly I'm so gassy. You notice that there is proportionally a larger civilian fleet that is beginning to follow the Coast Guard fleet. You estimate that the Coast Guard fleet has gone from the 12 Coast Guard ships in the Mercy to those ships and about 20 other civilian ships.
Okay, can you repeat that one more time, just to make sure I'm...
Yeah, so
100%.
over the course of your time doing the ride along on the formation flies with the Blackhawks, you notice in the last day or so, before you guys actually arrive at the Panama Canal, a civilian fleet is kind of, piggybacked onto the Coast Guard fleet that's circling around yours.
Understood, okay.
and
we
about-
picked up approximately 20 new ships.
20 new ships of various different sizes, anything from fishing boats to yachts, and no other cruise liners that sort of join. But there is also there's also tanker that joins.
Okay. So I'll just make mention to this to somebody in the Blackhawk crew and say, these people that are joining, are they anticipating that they're going to have military protection, or is that part of the plan?
More than likely, and this is the pilot who's talking to you. They've just been showing up one after the other, joining on ever since the Georgia got broken through and Louisiana started getting hit. More people in the South have been jumping on ships and running to safety. And this is the first time you're hearing that Georgia has been broken through and Louisiana is being hit now.
Okay, noted.
Okay. Time passes, and eventually, right around about 8:25 at night, there is a call out that goes throughout the fleet and replays on even the Carnival ship. Panama Canal sighted. We're going through.
Right.
So things kind of pick. Cabby and Dexter, not long after the Panama Canal sighting is called over the intercoms, you are greeted by a flight deck officer who comes into your berthing. and says, "Okay, you and the other CDC members, this is your stop. You guys are going to go ahead and pile on some of the Blackhawks, and we're going to spread you out over the various different Carnival ships. And we're going to get you guys ready to go through the canal. Don't worry, when you get through the canal, we'll put you on the George Washington with the Pacific Fleet. That's on the other side."
All right. Dexter will start getting his stuff ready to go.
Okay. Does Cabby do anything with this information?
I'm just gonna look at him and be like, "Oh, so we're getting on another one of these. Where's this one headed to?"
Oh, no. So you're going to be getting on, we're going to be boarding Blackhawks in maybe about 35 minutes here, with you guys, any other staff of the CDC, and then the CDC themselves. You guys are going to be transported to one of the 3 Carnival ships. The Carnival ships will go through the canal, as well as 2 of our destroyers. Once we get to the other side of the canal, you guys are going to be transferred to the George Washington, and then you guys are going to continue on to California. It's still the same plan. It's just we are needed on the Atlantic.
All right. So with that, I'm gonna grab all my stuff and start making my way over to the Doc's office and see if we can catch up with him and his assistant.
Okay, so when you make your way over to his office, and does Dexter follow, or is he just focused on packing up all you guys' stuff?
He'll follow along.
Okay, so the 2 of you make your way down there, and you immediately are greeted by a flurry of doctors and assistants making their way around, packing things up, putting things in small boxes, and taping them closed. But you're greeted very quickly, not by your normal doc, but actually by Doc Samantha. You don't actually see your doc here in the CDC room. But she kind of looks at you, too, as you make your way in. "Oh, hey, guys. How you doing?"
Not bad. What's going on?
We're packing up to get on the Carnival cruises and then transfer over.
Gotcha.
You want to help?
Might as well. I'm gonna hop right in and as nonchalantly as possible be like, "Hey, you seen Patterson?"
Yeah, he's talking some things over with the captain right now.
Gotcha. Yeah, at which point I'm gonna, pick up a few things and then try and very, very, very subtly make my way out of the room.
Okay. Make me a stealth check. So, would you like to reduce that at all?
No.
Okay. So, Cabby, you pick up a few boxes and you start just casually making your way out of the room. And Samantha kind of looks over to you with a few other assistants and say, "Whoa, no, that's the cooling unit. Come on, no, pack that up with this stuff." "Well, come on. Move over here. And you watch as she puts a few of her test tubes down and makes her way over to you, grabs onto your shoulders, and kind of turns you in the direction of a few boxes. Says, "Put it in there. Come on."
All right, I'm gonna go drop that off and then immediately pop back up after setting it down. Be like, "Oh crap! You know what? I think I forgot our the one thing in our bunk there, Dex. One of my extra radios."
Okay.
So, they don't pay any mind to you as you head out this time. Now that you don't have anything in your hands, but the 2 of you are free to leave the room should you wish.
Yeah, I'm going and tracking down our doc.
Okay.
I'll go back and pack up our shit in the meantime, and I'll mention casually to Cabby, "Hey, did you hear that Louisiana's getting hit now? Georgia's apparently black." And then they'll just move on and go start claiming all of our stuff from our room.
I'm just gonna ignore the low-hanging fruit there and wander away.
Okay, so you wander away. Where would you like to go?
Do I have an idea of where the captain would be located at this time of day?
Anywhere from the captain's quarters to the bridge to somewhere else on the ship.
We'll take. Let's see. Roughly how far apart are the CDC briefing room, or where we've been doing our briefings, the captain's quarters, and the bridge?
From the CDC room to the bridge, it's you'd have to go up the tower, so roughly about 8 decks. From the CDC room to her quarters is 3 decks down and like on the other side of the carrier.
All right. At which point, I think I'm probably gonna make my way to the bridge, figuring that the captain's likely going to be very busy, and if Patterson was going to find him, it was probably going to be there.
Okay, so you make your way up the tower, and as you're making your way up, you're quickly stopped before you get too far, and you watch as NCO kind of looks over you and says, "What are you doing here?"
Oh, Doc Patterson told me to meet him. You said he was going to talk.
No, they're doing a walk around. So head the mechanics bay. She's doing inspections right now.
Which is, and I'm just going to kind of point both directions at the same time.
Jesus Christ, why do I have to do this? All right, follow me.
Thank you.
It kind of grabs onto you, takes you down to one of the maps, and starts pointing things out. And it's like 2 decks down and completely opposite direction from where you were going.
All right, I'm gonna head where he pointed then.
Okay, so you head along, and it's not long before you enter essentially the maintenance bay of the ship, where they store most of the aircraft actually underneath it. And you are quickly greeted by a host of F-22s and F-16s, various different helicopters, all in various different states of disassemblment. And you can see green shirts, red shirts, and I want to say purple shirts. Green, yellow, and purple shirts and red shirts are all down here, moving about, pulling engines out, putting weapons on different planes, things like that. And it is a vast open area from one end of the ship to the other end of the ship. And there are several voices coming from several different directions. You can hear Fortunate Son playing on a small radio nearby you. There's other songs that kind of just echo off the various different walls in different directions. The sound of power tools on a constant in different directions, and a flurry of people left and right.
All right. Am I at like floor level, or am I up on a
You're floor level. There are catwalks, but you'd have to go to either side of the ship to get up to them.
Okay. I'm gonna see if I can just find like a crate or something to get myself up a little bit higher.
Okay, so you go ahead and you start making your way over to a crate a couple crates that are stacked up pretty well and give you roughly a little bit higher of a vantage point than if you were standing on top of one of the F-22s, and you start to climb up it, and immediately this young woman, Asian, early 20s, in a naval uniform with a green vest on, with a red vest on, runs over to you and says, "Whoa! Off the ammo, please. Step down. Where are you supposed to be, sir?"
I'm just gonna hold out one finger pointing towards her, or be like 1 minute, and I'm going to pull the radio off my belt, because the person who has one of my spares is the doc, and I'm gonna push the little emergency button that makes a squelch.
Okay.
And see if I can hear it from anywhere in this room.
Make me a spot listen.
let's see.
Wow. Okay. So, off in the distance to your west, you hear clicky.
Does this sound like my radio?
It does.
Okay.
And it sounds
At
far.
which point I am going to hop down off of the box, bypassing the woman who's
Could
trying to
you
protect the
not
ammo.
step on any boxes of ammo while you're down here for the remainder of your time? And be careful around the missiles, please. Going along. And you just hear Dick as she turns around and starts heading over to an F-16.
And I am just going to start booking it over towards where I heard that from. And then as I get about like halfway to where I would be, or where I figured it was, I'm going to squelch it again.
All right, so you push through about 8 of the jets, and you start immediately getting surrounded by Chinooks as you're making your way down the various different pathways, trying to dodge left and right as people are moving past you with various different power tools and things like that. And you go ahead and you push the button, make me another spot listen. As you're essentially you're doing the car keys in the middle of a parking garage. Only the parking garage is during Mardi Gras, and everyone's trying to find their car all at the same time. Wow. With that, you hear it even closer as you quickly turn in the direction that you hear the noise, and you can see the captain, the XO, and a few others talking with the doc as they're moving past the back end of the Chinooks that you're in the middle of. And he kind of looks down at his radio and goes, I don't know why it's making that noise. And the cap is like, somebody's pressing the emergency button, so maybe talk to whoever it is. And but you can see them now.
All right. I would like to keep just out of distance, or just out of eyesight.
You hear a clicking noise, and you hear the doc's voice come over the radio. Hello.
And I'm just gonna pull it up and be like, "Hey, Doc, where you at?"
By the helicopters in the maintenance and you watch as the cap kind of takes the radio from her, or from him, and she says, "We're on deck 7, in the maintenance bay, southeast corner."
At this point, I'm just going to kind of push through the last couple of people and make my way up to the dock and be like, wow, I'm getting better at navigating.
Ah, well, welcome to the party. And she hands the radio back over to the dock. How can I help you?
Oh, I just heard we were packing up and moving out. Figured I'd see if the dock needed anything.
Oh, okay. Well, then that's a private conversation with you guys. Well, give us a minute. We'll meet back up, Doc. And they start walking off, and she walks over to one of the crews and starts talking to them as they're working away. Meanwhile, you pull the Doc aside. Hey, what's up?
Oh, just seeing if you needed a hand packing anything up. What was that about?
Just talking to her. We know each other personally, so we were having a light conversation as we were moving along. That's all. I've already got most of my stuff back at the CDC packed up. Samantha should be packing up the rest, as well as Alvarez. What's?
Oh, Sam pointed me your direction. Figured I'd make my way over here.
Oh, okay.
Dexter's got most of our shit packed up as it is, so kinda don't have anything else to do. So I'm all yours.
So you're bored and you're looking for something to do. I see.
And I'm just gonna kind of pull the typical, why not Zoidberg?
Okay. He kind of looks at you for a second and just shakes his head. Well, I'm really just. I mean, after I get done with my conversation with the cap, I'm gonna be heading back to the office anyways, and then finishing the last of the packing up. But I'm sure Sam will have that done by the time I get back. If you want to join us for dinner.
Might as well. At this point, I am going to hand over my radio to him.
Okay.
Be
Kind of
like,
takes it and he looks at it and goes, I already have one. What do you,
I gotta go swap batteries, so I'm giving you the fresh one.
Okay. And he hands you his.
And at this point, I am going to shove down and in on the talk button.
Mm-hmm.
So if you push it in and slide it forward, it locks it into place so that it's constantly transmitting.
Okay.
And I'm just
Question,
gonna...
would that not create that awkward, like, high-pitched whine because they're so close to each other right now?
Nope.
Okay.
Only reason they don't do that is because they don't have that good of pickup.
Okay. So you go ahead and lock it in place.
And then I'm just going to grab the other radio and walk off the other direction.
All right. Make me... there's not really a sleight of hand, so I'm going to have to call for another stealth here.
You know what? I'm gonna spend the 3.
Okay, you spend the 3. Are you sure?
Am I sure what?
Are you sure you just want to spend the 3? Let's see here. Tech motive.
39.
And then this will be... does this fall under any of the kits? I'd say that fall under recon gear. And then submit multiplier 1. Okay. So yeah. You just want to stick with it?
Give me 1 second. I'm just looking to see what my stuff here is. Wasn't there a concealment thing?
The concealment thing is tied in with stealth. It just gives you extra bonuses when it comes to that version of stealth.
I gotcha. No, I'm just gonna take the 3.
Okay. So you take that and you go ahead and you start making your way away. The doc goes over to join the captain, and you can hear for a second the doc says, yeah, he wanted to change batteries, didn't really have anything to do, and he handed me the fresh radio, and she says, oh, really? And she's gonna make a check. Okay. All right. I need to look up something when it comes to ties. So give me a second here.
Like like the different styles to tie them?
No. When a player and a NPC tie a skill check.
Tie.
Does it matter if mine's lower?
Let's see here. So this would be technically an opposed check. You didn't get any negatives. You only both got pluses. That doesn't generate that. Okay, but what if... That's if the player has more. What about if they both have equal? Okay, so DM ruling until I can find otherwise stated somewhere in this jumble of rules. What is your score?
Mine's 39.
Okay, she is rolling with a 41. No, 41 or 42? No, it's 41, and then the gear bumps that up to 42. There you go. All right. So, You hear over the radio, well, hand that to me for a second. He accidentally left the thing on, and you lose all voice.
At this point, I'm just like, balls. And just wander away.
Okay. Where do you head to?
I am going to head off to back to the lab and help them finish packing up.
Okay. So you head back over to the lab, and Dexter, you finish getting everything packed up. You're not really able to carry everything by yourself. I mean, you got the giant medical pack, you've got your weapons and all that fun stuff. Then you have your own personal items. It's a little too much to carry, but you go ahead and you become super resourceful, and you make your way around and ask for a bit of a trolley, and they provide one to you. And you get it over to your berthing, get everything piled onto it, and you're all set. You're ready to go.
Okay, I will make my way down to the armory one last time and be like, "Hey, I was hoping to get in one more round of shooting before I go. Do you mind if I get some ammo for my AK?"
Yeah, sure. How many rounds?
300 or 400.
Okay. And he goes ahead and he enters you in the computer system, slides over the surplus, and all right.
Oh, can I get 2 extra magazines as well, please?
Empty
ones is fine.
Okay, I've only got those. I don't have any of the. They're 10 rounders. You sure?
You only have 30s?
No, I only have 10 rounders for that.
Oh yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
Okay. All right. And he hands you over 2 extra 10 rounders. They're PMags as well.
Okay, great. So I will load those up on my cart, and I will make my way back over to Cabby.
Okay. I knew you were doing that, but hey.
that stuff's going in the bag.
You go ahead and load that stuff up, and you start making your way back towards Cabby. And Cabby, the two of you meet up just outside the door of the CDC room.
Well, that was uneventful.
Got some extra ammo.
There's the clickling, 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 clickling of the trolley as he gets up to the door.
Oh, right. Grab your shit, man. I can't carry all this stuff.
Well, yeah, no shit. I kind of figured I'd come back to the room at some point, but thank you.
Now, what is the chances, and how ironic that you are now going to have to load up either a Chinook or a Black Hawk and ride back over to the other ship on one of those that you refused to get on earlier?
Shut the fuck up, Dexter.
I'm just praying that they fly us over there with the side door wide
The whistle
open.
comes on over the intercom. Loading in 5 minutes. All personnel at CDC should be up on the deck in 5 minutes, ready to take off. You're going to be pad 1, pad 2, and pad 3 for the Blackhawks.
All right.
Goes off.
We will zip up the backpack, get everything on us. Strap it on, throw on the AK, get everything situated, and then I'll say, "Come on, let's go load up." We'll go with the hopefully the guys that I was running with the other day are taking us over there.
The CDC door also opens up, and you can see they're starting to bring their own stuff out, and you watch as one of them runs down the hallway to get a trolley and starts. Oh, go ahead.
And just in case I didn't say this before, they borrowed my laptop previously because they're watching the video feeds from the apartment. I get that back.
Okay, you go ahead and get that back. Sam will hand it over to you. Yeah.
And we head to the Blackhawks, I guess.
Okay. So some time passes, and back on the Carnival, we come to a beautiful image of the two ladies as they are. You've been doing a bit of your checking for people who are infected. You've made it up to deck 14 at this point. You're almost done when you finally get told that the Blackhawks are going to be arriving from the carrier with some of the CDC individuals. And even though they've already been tested, we want to go ahead and get them tested again. If you ladies would join us for getting that testing done, and then we can integrate them into the crew.
Okay.
All right. Miss Rachel's or Miss McMasters, you coming as well?
Hmm.
All right. The two of you make your way out to the landing pad. Cabby, you are flown on a Blackhawk, and the doors on both sides are open. Make me
I
a
am,
composure check.
yeah, I am just sitting there with my head between my knees, going, nope, 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 nope.
Make me a composure check with 2 black dice.
Let's see, come on, black dice, 2, and composure, and a dude, and I'll spend 2.
Okay, you spend 2. So Cabby, there are a few moments when you get like this oh shit, oh god, oh dear god moment in your through your feelings and through your stomach, and you don't feel well. You just don't feel well, especially when they start getting lower and lower and lower and lower, and then eventually it raises up a little bit, and you can see the carnival come into view underneath the Black Hawk. And you slowly touch down, and you're greeted by 2 familiar faces as you begin to touch down.
Hey, Aaron, halfway through,
Yep.
Dexter's going to look over at Cabby and like swing his hands back and forth next to his stomach and say, Cabby, do you feel your stomach sloshing back and forth every time they take a turn? Man, that's a lot of water down there.
Don't say water.
You hear over the intercom, the pilots say, "Well, we've officially made it to the Carnival Glory. We appreciate you joining us in our water travels and adventures for today. Thank you very much." And he goes off the intercom.
I am going to, as soon as I hear Carnival Glory, be like, the fuck did he just say? And as I look over and see Rachel and Liv, I'm be like, oh, shit.
And once again, Dexter looks over at Cabby and says, oh, look, looks like they're both ready to go. I wonder what happened.
Rachel looks very like nothing is wrong, and she has had a wonderful time, kind of like, but she's like forcing it because it bothers her that Kira is still in the stupid brig, even though she's like, fuck it, like I don't care, but it still bothers her because it's freaking Rachel.
So the best part about that is that every single guy on the planet knows that look from women. And Cabby and I just look at each other for a minute and we're like, oh shit.
Just gonna walk over and be like, what, they run out of steak?
Kira's in the brig. Kira's in the brig.
Oh, okay.
Why am I not surprised?
The doc kind of brushes himself off. Who's in the brig? Sorry? We just got here. Hello, Miss McMasters, right?
Yes, hello. Dr. Peterson?
Hey, close enough. Yeah,
Okay.
and he comes over and he shakes your hand and he says, and Miss Newton,
Hello.
pleasure to see you as well. I hear you've been causing the National Guard some hell over here. And he goes and comes over to shake your hand.
Yeah, I mean, somehow we managed to be put in charge of testing everybody on this ship
Oh,
to see if they're infected, to completely unqualified random people who just went in there and demanded to be put in charge, and they did it. So that's the kind of ship they're running around here. So welcome aboard.
Well, I feel safer with your hands being at the wheel of testing for now.
Mhm.
As he says that, the helicopter takes off now that everybody's cleared off of it. And, you can just see some of the National Guard members are like poking each other as they're watching you all and listening to you have this conversation. Where's my quarters? And you watch as one of the crew members comes over and starts leading them along, leaving
Wait. We have to test you all first.
Oh, yes. And he goes ahead and he stands up to you and ready to be tested.
All right. I guess I need to write everybody's name down unless you like brought a manifest along.
Oh, here you go.
Whoever was okay, great. I'll add this to my clipboard and cross everybody's names off. Rachel, do the shiny. I'll pass out the stickers.
You do the shiny and pass out the stickers. And eventually the dock is let off as everybody ends up clear. And the four of you are left there. One of the National Guard members actually comes along and says, by the way, Miss McMasters, you were the only visitor for Akira, who's down in the brig.
Yeah.
Today's her let-out day, if you want to go grab her.
No.
Oh, okay.
Dexter points at her briefly and says, "Responsible!" as he heads down towards the buffet with the steaks.
She rolls her eyes.
I am just gonna make my way with Dex because this is probably the first decent food we've had in a while.
Oh, and make me another composure check, you two. As now that the helicopter's kind of drifted off and you're no longer sucking in helicopter fumes, the beautiful fumes of cooked steak and hamburgers and all the fries you could eat begin to waft into your nostrils.
Come on, fail. Food binge. Food binge!
Is this my check as well?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna spend 2 competency points to succeed on the food binge.
You have to spend all 3 to succeed automatically.
Okay, I'll spend 3 and succeed on the food binge.
No,
while
failing
you do,
is a food binge. Failing, we eat too much.
Okay.
which one do you want to do? You want
I'm
to
gonna
fail?
I'm going to spend 3 competency points to fail.
Okay. So the two of you are kind of leading Dexter and Cabby along to get down to the actual lower decks of the ship and maybe even try and find a room for them. When you hit the stair, you're about to get to the elevator, and there's a bar up here on this level of the ship, and there are there's the smell of blooming onions that begins to waft from the bar as you're walking by, and the two of them just immediately turn and start beelining it for the bar.
Dexter will use his hands to grab steaks off of the grill by the bone and take a bite before he sets them on his tray.
Absolutely.
3 steaks.
Absolutely. And you just watch the boys start binging away at food. And the ladies stare on in silence, not sure of what to do.
I mean, I'll let them finish their meal.
All right.
You're being too sexy right now.
So with a full mouth of food, just looking over at the girls and be like, don't you have to go get and I'm just gonna kind of hold my hand up at the roughly the height of Kira.
Yeah, well, we have to finish checking all the people for infection first, I think. How about we meet you? How much of the ship do we have left to check?
You've just got this deck and then the deck above this, and you're done.
And how
And
long
these are
has
very
it been
small
taking
decks.
us per deck?
Well, with these smaller decks, so from deck 13 to this one 14, it's taking you no more than 5 minutes to go through the 20 to 25 people that have usually been hanging around these decks.
Okay, I assume you'll still be eating. We'll be back in like 15 minutes. We'll fill you in on everything and address the Kira situation when we get back. I got to check everybody off the list. Sure. All right. See you when we get
The
back.
bartender kind of comes over. Hey, can I get you lads a drink with those?
I am going to put a thumbs up to the bartender, still with a full mouth, just kind of go, "Her," to try and get the girls' attention. Pull the radio off of Dexter's hip and toss it to them.
Okay. You get a greasy radio tossed at you guys.
Ew.
Yes.
All right,
Mixture with
I'll grab a
pulp.
napkin and wipe it off and
Okay.
put it in my. I
And
don't know.
back to the
Clip it to
demolishing
my
food.
waistband. Does it have a clip on it? I'll do that.
Yeah, it
that
has a
clip.
clip on it.
Dexter with a full mouth of steak will be like, beer, IPA? Yes.
Yep, absolutely. Coming right up.
Oh,
And he goes through and he gets you guys drinks, whatever you would like. Ladies, about 10 minutes pass and you've gotten the rest of the ship. You're done. You finally checked off the last few members. Boys, you're overstuffed.
We have made our way around to our third restaurant.
Yes.
So everybody on the list is checked off.
Everybody on the
Okay.
list.
What about the new people?
Well, we did
They
that
checked you
before
as you
we-
got off the helicopter.
Yeah. I mean, that doesn't necessarily mean everybody on the boat is safe because this manifest could be incomplete. But at least I know we did as good a job as we could have.
Okay.
I'm sure that's what the last people thought. And then you took their job.
Well, they were idiots.
So you
Sorry,
guys
NPCs, but
all
They
meet back up, and does during that time do you guys run down? No, I'm just gonna assume no, you don't run down to the brig and get her. Okay. So Kira, as we come back to you, you are lovingly led out of the brig with a simple cup of coffee and what you had on you, with no one there to pick you up.
Okay, so during my time there, I would have chosen to refuse all food and drink.
Okay.
wait, how
and I-
long was it?
2 days.
Oh, okay.
And as they offer me the coffee, I just put my hand out, and as it's gonna come down, I'm gonna like let it just fall to the floor, and be like, "Oh, sorry, just lack of food. Oh, if only."
The guy who hands you the coffee is just like, all right. And he goes to like get a mop real quick, as you are now free.
Yes. If it's done hard time, it does things to a person. All right, so I guess I am going to just go over and head over to my room space, I guess.
Okay.
And assuming I'm not being followed or harassed, I'm just gonna go in, check how expired my snacks are, if at all.
Not in the least bit.
Impressing and concerning. Impressive and concerning. I'm just gonna like put like 1.5 of them in my mouth as I just start throwing my shirt off, door closed behind me, and prepare the shower and stuff. Because yeah, sanitation matters.
Okay. Fantastic.
Uh huh.
All right. So as the four of you meet back up and Kira goes to take a shower, you watch as the Panama Canal begins to get closer and closer. A destroyer ahead of all of you begins going into the canal first. And you watch as a few Blackhawks and 2 Chinooks fly overhead in the direction of the Panama Canal. No announcements are made or anything like that. Anything you would like to get done before you actually enter the canal?
I feel like we're about to die.
I believe lock
I'm
and
gonna
load
scribble
is
out
the
my last
appropriate
will
thing.
and testament.
Okay. Who do you write it to?
I don't know.
To whom it
Rachel.
may concern.
To whom it may concern.
Whoever finds this, you can have my backpack.
Okay.
Got some trail mix in there.
Fantastic.
Flashlight. First aid kit.
3 years later, somebody's like scrounging over the Carnival Glory, and they're just like, oh, trail mix. It's still fresh. All right, but yeah, with nothing else really to do other than kind of meet up and go over some of the things that that happened on the 2 different ships, and kind of get reacquainted with one another. We watch as the Carnival Glory finally begins to pull into the canal, This is the first Carnival ship into the canal. You can see the destroyer on the other side, and just as you get to the midway point, you all hear, even Kira in her shower. Let's see here. Here it is.
Oh god, I just realized I chose the shower in a horror scenario. What?
And
See what you know about my past decisions.
Kira's gonna die.
And in the middle of Kira showering, we kind of just have like the silhouette of her on the back wall, the steam from the shower, and then just out of her window, you can just see a few tracers of a 50 cal going out into the forest of Panama. And that is where we're going to end this session. And we will pick up next time with the Battle of the Panama Canal. Thank you all so much for coming. We greatly appreciate each and every one of you, and we will see you guys next time. Will
Hi,
our
my name's
players
Gio.
survive?
I play Kira.
Bye.